What's going on, guys? Welcome to another educational video with your boy Chris from Day Traders Lifestyle TV. It has been a hot minute, approximately 11 months worth of minutes, since the last time we did one of these videos, I believe. I'm looking forward to it, and it's been something that's been on my mind for quite a while. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What we are going to talk about is how I feel like not just my generation, but especially the younger ones, even the older ones, my parents' generation, for example. I feel like all generations across the board in 2019 feel very entitled to getting things that they want, but they're not putting in the effort for. A lot of people, a lot of you watching this, you know, you'll never be successful, and it's not because you can't be, it's because you truthfully, down deep inside, you don't really want to. You guys try something for a month, and I used to be guilty of all of this prior, maybe like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, but then I had to flip a switch in my head, right, to understand that I couldn't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results from my life. So I had to switch things. I had to literally start doing the complete opposite of everything that I was doing, which is what helped me propel myself forward in life and be able to better myself in all areas of life. But you know, people, they try things for a month or two, they give up. You go to the gym, you don't see results in the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, and you stop. You start eating bad again, you go back to your old habits, and then you say that the gym's not for you, you don't have the time, whatever the case is. You make up 1,000,001 excuses. You register a business name with all this motivation and drive to get this business going. Never do anything with the business. You never create an Instagram page, you never promote it, you never build a business plan for the business that you have registered, or the business that you want to start. Reading. I find like so many people want to read books, but they just don't sit down and spend the time doing it. To be honest with you, I used to read a book a week, about a book and a half to 2 books a week sometimes. Some weeks were better than others, but I would always dedicate the time. I haven't done it in Lord knows how long now. Not even because of any excuses. I don't have any excuses as to why I haven't done it. I just haven't dedicated the time to do it. It's that simple. You want change in your life, but you're not willing to change. You want greatness, but you want to sleep for 10 hours a day. You don't want to sacrifice sleep to be able to achieve what you want from life. A lot of people will use trading as an example. I think the statistic is like 60 or 70% of people fail, or like whatever it is. Realistically, not even just trading, let's backtrack for a second. Anything in general, if you never give up on something that you really want to become good at, you can't fail at it. You just have lessons, right? With traders, you take losses, you lose money, you learn from it. You can become a millionaire or multi-millionaire and lose everything, and learn from it and still come back 10 times stronger. And the thing that people forget is that every time you fall, like a basketball player, they lose a basketball game, they don't go, okay, well, you know what, this sport's not for me, I didn't score this many points, or I had a pointless game, let me move on and go and play some rugby next week and start playing rugby. No, they take the lessons, they review the tapes, they study it, and they figure out what they did wrong. Traders, we go back, we look at analysis, we figure out what we did wrong in a trade, and we take that knowledge moving forward. Essentially, when you build a foundation underneath of anything that you're doing in life, somebody can take it all away from you. They can take all the money you made away from you, or everything away from you, but they can't take away what you've learned and what you've experienced, right? So even if you were to lose everything that you ever worked for, you're not losing the knowledge that you used to build that foundation and to build the empire to where you got, right? So people just need to stop. I just feel like people like what life looks like when you have those things, but they don't want to go through what life looks like when you're trying to get to those things, you know? Everybody wants the end result, but nobody wants to put in the work to really do it. And it's bullshit, and it just doesn't exist with relationships. People want a healthy relationship, and they jump from relationship to relationship, and they don't understand why their relationships are failing and they're not working out well. It's just because you're not putting in 100%. You can do something for 10 years, and if you put in 60%, the person that put in 100% for 2 years may get there before you. They may get to the destination that you guys are both traveling to before you, simply because they were putting in 100% all of the time, day in and day out, no matter how they felt, no matter if they were sick, they were tired, they didn't feel like waking up in the morning. I don't feel like waking up at 5:30 in the morning to go to the gym, but I know how to achieve the goals that I want to in the gym. I need to go do a little cardio session for 20 minutes in the morning, and then I need to go do my second workout in the afternoon. It's just that simple. People need to stop saying that they're gonna start tomorrow. You need to just stop giving yourself an excuse as to why you're not achieving what you're achieving. It really just comes down to yourself. A lot of people put the blame on others. Oh, this person did this, or officer blah 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 pulled me over, so I was late to this meeting, which made me late to get home, and I couldn't make it to the gym on time. No, you didn't make it to the gym on time. Well, even if that was the case, realistically, you got pulled over because you were probably doing something illegal. So cause and effect, you're the reason as to why you got pulled over, and why the officer spent their time pulling you over, which in turn led you to get home late, you ate dinner late, you got to the gym late. It all comes down to prioritizing. It all comes down to really knowing how much you want something. If you want something bad enough, you will never give up. It doesn't matter how hard times get. It doesn't matter if you take 100 steps forward and 101 steps back. On that 101st step, it doesn't matter the journey. You'll never give up on it. Basketball players get injured. You don't see them get injured and say, oh, well, you know what, I had a good run, it was fun, let me just go and play some table tennis now professionally for the rest of my life. No, they have surgery, they go through the steps to get back to where they were, and even better, they go through rehab, they start practicing again, they start playing scrimmage games again, they start putting load on the muscles that were injured, and then eventually they make it back to the sport. Some of them in worse condition than they were before, some of them the same condition, some of them better condition than they were before, but it all just comes down to how bad you really want something. I can remember as far back as probably like 6 or 7 years old, I've always wanted freedom, just a taste of freedom, and being able to never have to rely on anyone, never have to rely on a paycheck coming in, just simply knowing that I had to do what I had to do. And I didn't know what it was going to be at that point in time when I was that young, but I guess just from seeing the family members around me, people around me, always waiting for the next paycheck to come in, always waiting for the next thing to save them, whatever the case was, I just never wanted to do that. I never wanted to be in that situation. I never wanted to have my own family in that situation, so I've always done what I had to do to get shit done. I've always found a way to bounce back from some of the hardest downfalls and step backwards that I've had in my life, even when it came to building an empire and completely losing it in a matter of 45 minutes just because of stupidity and not being mature enough to know that I shouldn't have been trading at that time in life. It comes down to so many different things, but in the reality, the main thing that comes down to is you won't be successful. Majority of you, unfortunately, will never find success, and it's just simply because of yourself. You won't be successful because of yourself. You're not going to be successful because of the stupid excuses you tell yourself, or that you tell yourself you're going to start the gym on Monday, or you're going to start reading on Tuesday, or it's football on Sunday so you can't, so you'll do it Saturday night or Monday morning, or whatever your stupid excuses are. You need to get rid of them if you want to be successful in any area of life, and literally any area of life. Or even when it comes down to something as silly as meditating, I know people that start meditating, oh, you know what, I'm super stressed out right now, I'll jump back into it next week or in a few days, I just need to clear my mind right now. Well, meditation, that's sort of like what the purpose of it is for, right? So you have to just really sit down, evaluate, make a pros and cons list of what you want in life, what you're willing to put into it, the time that it's more than likely going to take. It's probably going to end up taking you much longer than you want it to, or that you're estimating. But one thing that I've learned, and that I'd like to close off this little educational vlog with, is that the journey 99.9% of the times is the funnest part. Growing, learning from your mistakes, learning from the lessons, the things that you could have done better, the things that you could have done right, the things that you did wrong 10 times over, going through your journals, journaling stuff, just writing down, talking to yourself, anything that you can do to better yourself, you really need to do it. I strongly believe that anybody can achieve anything that they want to, and no one of us, some of us may be like gifted in certain areas, but I do believe that if somebody wants something bad enough, if it was my dying need to be in the NBA, I would find a way to make it there. I would pay people to train me to become the best basketball player I could be. I would be sitting outside of the fucking practice facility for the Raptors every time they showed up. I would literally do whatever I had to do to get noticed, to be able to get into that area of life, right, and to get to that level of the sport. But it should go, that should go for everyone with anything that you're really doing. Give it 100% or give it 0%. Relationships, work, fitness, reading, anything. Either give it 100% or give it 0%, because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to be to blame for your unsuccessful and miserable life is yourself. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Haven't been in front of the camera in a hot minute, but I'm gonna try to drop one of these at least once a week. I hope you enjoyed it. Like always, like it, subscribe, share it with your friends and family. I will see you in a few days. Peace!